So I try to be nice to even the doggest of shit movies. There's no escaping it this time. This one's gonna be mean. Because this is the worst movie that is unequivocally a movie. Like, there are actors in it and things happen and there's a budget. So there's that. At no point in this review am I going to be comparing it to the original series. First off, there is no comparison. And two, I feel like a lot of people, including me, who hadn't seen this movie for a long, long time, just sort of assumed that, oh, it's not really that bad. You know, people are just mad that it changed things from the original source material. And then I watched it for the first time and I was like, wow. Wow. No, it really is god-awful. And even if the original had never existed, this would still be a dog shit movie. Take the very opening, for example. They do the famous opening title sequence for the show, but they removed the narration. Instead, they did like a Star Wars title crawl, but they kept the visuals from the narration. Like, sure, it's a change and it's bad because it's worse, but even if the original never existed, this would still be awkward as fuck. And it baffles me because this movie has to adapt a full season of television into an hour and 40 minutes. Why would you extend the opening sequence when it was just fine in the first place? The whole movie has these strange pauses, like...
Isn't that strange?
Yeah. Guess so.
I think M. Night was just in thriller mode because that's what he makes. He makes thriller horror movies, you know, and in that kind of movie, these weird long pauses kind of help to build the tension, but this isn't supposed to be tense. It's supposed to be a fun adventure movie. So Sokka sees something on the ground and he just starts hitting it.
Katara, do not hit that sphere!
You just hit that sphere. At this point during watching, I was like, hey, this isn't so bad. It's kind of awkward and there's some bad acting.
I watched what side of the fin tracks are more indented. That shows you which direction they're going. I saw how long the drag skids are. That shows you how fast they're going.
And some clunky dialogue. But it's not like terrible or anything, right? Maybe people were overreacting.
What's your name? How did you get here? How did you get in the ice? He's exhausted.
I think he's asleep.
We need to get him back to the village.
What? He's just awake now? How the fuck is this town gonna react when two kids just brought in a complete stranger to their town? Like, he's just awake and the villagers got over it, I guess? So then we get a dialogue scene.
How'd you get all the way out here?
I ran away from home. We got in a storm. We were forced under the water of the ocean.
Oh.
It wasn't very smart. I was just upset. Thanks for saving me.
Lucky.
I probably should get home. I'll be worried.
You're not still upset?
Not as much as I was.
That scene, the dialogue didn't feel real. I don't like picking on kid actors, but they did a terrible job. And it ends on this ridiculous fucking cut. Why would you cut when he reaches for an object and then turns to the other character as if he's about to say something?
Fire Nation is here.
What?
They're just eating now? Did a scene happen? Why are they eating? Like that could have been they could have talked. Like, they could have formed a bond. Fuck that, I guess. You know, for the Mortal Kombat remake, I called it no story, only plot. And that applies to this movie just as well. Because this movie just flies through the plot of season 1. And there's like no time for any emotion or character or anything to make it like a movie.
Sokka, don't.
So the first thing this character does is hit a glowing thing on the ground. And then a sphere of ice pops up, and then his sister goes to hit it, and he's like, no, don't hit it. What are you doing? And now they've come to this village, and He's like, I'm gonna fucking kill these motherfuckers.
Come on.
Don't.
What do you mean don't? You were just gonna kill these motherfuckers.
Soka, don't.
Don't.
This is like textbook how not to write characters. A slight positive. I don't know if it's a positive as more as a thing I didn't hate. Dev Patel, he's fine. He doesn't do a bad job as Zuko. I think it's fine casting. And he doesn't do a bad job. He probably gives the best performance in this whole movie, which is sad because it's just fine. So they kidnap Aang, and Katara and Sokka are like, oh, we gotta do something about this. And it doesn't hit as hard because in this version, they only care because the Fire Nation cares. Like, it's not, oh, we're friends with him, we formed a bond with him, we don't want to see him get taken by the Fire Nation. It's just, well, the Fire Nation wants him, he's probably important, we should probably do something. So then we get a boring exposition scene. Again, it's like the textbook example of how not to write an exposition scene. It's literally just two characters sitting and being told about something.
Tattoos like that haven't been seen in over a century. I believe they are air-bending tattoos. Once, a long time ago, the spirit world kept balance.
And this character, this woman, this old woman character, never comes back in this movie. So, like, she is literally just there to tell this to the main characters. Why did you run on the walls when you could have just ran under them just fine?
Don't move! You have nowhere to run!
I don't think he's gonna run, Zuko. What bothers me about that is that you could literally just edit that problem out of the movie. Just show the shot of him saying you can't run before he shows off the thing. Okay, the characters are off on an adventure. Act 1 is over. The next stop is Aang's home. That's where they're going. 2 shots later, they're there.
Aang flew us to his home. He told us how he left there in a storm on Appa and got forced into the ocean where they almost drowned. Aang airbended a sphere around them and ice formed and he couldn't remember anything after that.
Vincenzo!
Hey yo, Vincenzo's in the house!
Are you telling me this whole world is as big as, like, Delaware?
Is it okay if you tell me your name?
The monks named me Aang.
18 minutes in and the main characters now know each other's names, so that's good.
Extinct? No, there must be thousands of them on this mountain.
Okay, it's over here. It's over here. It's like, you know, it's over here. Oh, now it's switched. Oh, it's over here. Directing. What was that sound cue? Why did it lead to nothing? Again, you could just edit it so it matches when he pulls the thing out. So anyway, he's blue now. He's all blue. So then we cut to a scene at the Fire Nation that is just for exposition. I mean, what else would it be for? Like character story?
As you know, the Fire Lord has banished his son, the Prince.
Can we ban the phrase "as you know"? Have you heard anyone say something you already knew but begin the phrase with as you know, the year is 2024. At this point, we are 25 minutes into this movie. And I guarantee you, I've missed problems in this first 25 minutes.
She's a bender. Katara!
When that joke first happened, I thought it was a mistake. I was like, oh god, they forgot to cut to the right shot of them getting hit with the water. I mean, the movie's so amateur up until this point.
All other bending.
How did this happen to your village?
Fire Nation sent soldiers. We fought them and defeated them. Then they sent their machines. Huge machines made of metal.
What is this camera movement? Directing! So then we get this fight scene, and everyone just looks like they're waiting for their cue.
Leave him go!
Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Was he just waiting? I get that they wanted to do an impressive one-take action scene, but it doesn't look stylized, it looks amateur. Like, I'm no Spielberg here, but maybe we should cut to some close-ups of some guards going like, ugh! Maybe some close-ups of his hands and like air and shit flying around. Yeah, just casually walk your child away. There's nothing serious going on.
They prey on the weakest towns and villages. We should go visit some of these towns, On.
I need to tell you something.
Jesus, back up. Why is Aang's close-up shot like this close and the other shot is like this close? Like, again, no Spielberg here, but maybe they should be the same size in the frame, or maybe you could shoot one shot really close, but you would do it to emphasize one line, not the whole scene. I'm not exaggerating. There's no variety. It is just these two shots over and over again the whole scene.
The scroll we had was proving to be helpful. Aang was practicing, but for some reason, he was having trouble with waterbending.
That shot tells us what the narration just told us. We were beginning to get paranoid. Shows a shot of a character being like this.
We moved from town to town in the Earth Kingdom. We tried to stay out of sight, but Sokka became concerned we were being followed.
Oh, it's the Fire Nation. I'm sure you could tell. This boggles my mind even more because this would be a clever chance for exposition. Zuko is talking to his uncle and he asks a child, what have you heard about the Fire Prince? And I was like, oh, that's kind of clever because, yeah, the kid will answer and tell us about Zuko's life, but Zuko is asking this to make a point because, like, his uncle is like, no one knows about your failures. And Zuko's like, yes, they do. And that's why he's asking the question. So yes, it's exposition, but it accomplishes multiple things. It's a scene, you know, like in movies. What are these cuts? Why would you go from a shot where someone is not moving at all to a shot where people are doing fucking yoga and moving all around?
Northern Air Temple. Do you think it would be okay if I just visited there and came back? I'd be back in less than a day.
Why?
Okay, I get what they were going for with this cut, but it sucks. You see, Aang is on this side of the frame. And so when we cut, we're expecting whoever he's talking to be on the right side of frame. And so when you cut from left side of frame to left side of frame, but it's a different person on the left side of the frame, and also Aang is on the right side of the frame, it's confusing. This movie feels so damn long. Most of this movie is just boring because it's just moving the plot along, and the plot isn't interesting because we don't know these characters. And the characters are supposed to be moving through the plot. There's some shit that happens. I don't know.
You think my son is this person the soldiers are calling the Blue Spirit?
Yes.
What are these pauses? Just cut to a close-up. Like, if you cut to a close-up, the pauses would make sense. We are officially halfway through. You may notice we're more than halfway done with the review, but not with the movie. The second half of this movie is just as flawed as the first, but, like, this movie is just exhausting to watch. And I just stopped taking notes at a point.
It is my strong belief that he is traveling to the Northern Water Tribe. I believe the child Avatar has only knowledge of his birth element, air. I believe he is trying to learn in the discipline of water. He's gone to seek out someone in the Northern Water Tribe, where they have lived beyond our reach and openly practice waterbending.
I believe that the characters are going on an adventure. I believe that they are slowly forming a bond. I believe that a movie is happening.
My brother and the princess became friends right away.
What do you mean they became friends right away? That's like a placeholder line. Like, okay, I'm gonna show, later I'm gonna rewrite this and show that they became friends right away. But, you know, for now, for like the first draft, I can just write, oh, they became friends right away. But they never rewrote it. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a first draft script, to be honest. See, this is what I mean by no story-only plot. They go to the Water Tribe, and immediately we're like on to the next thing. Like, there's no time to establish this place or what it's like or any of these characters. The movie just has to keep on going. Like, a real story would take its time here. You really draw out both Aang's training and settling into this new place that they're at. I think the story of season 1 needed massive changes to fit a conventional movie structure. Like, you can add more here. Cut down the first 50 minutes and then add more at the Water Tribe. And that way you'd be able to take your time, let it breathe a bit more. You would tell a story. How did they make such a fun show so damn boring?
Water is what?
No, water is wet, dummy.
When there is some safety for all of us, I will come visit our sister city in the Southern Water Tribe.
These are these characters' first lines that they share with each other, and they're already a couple, they're already holding hands, and they've already established a bond. Great storytelling here.
Why is your hair white, young lady? You look very odd.
I would say to your grandmother, my hair is white because when I was born, I was not awake. My mother and father could not get me to make a sound or move. So they prayed for days to the moon spirit and dipped me into the sacred waters. My parents said that my hair turned white then and life poured into me.
Oh fuck, this bitch is crazy.
Is that not clear to you?
You can't just cut from one scene to another when they have both completely different energies and levels of movement in them. Like, you can't just do it. He can't keep getting away with this.
I have to talk to the dragon spirit. He can help me defeat the Fire Nation. Is there a spiritual place where I can meditate?
There is a very spiritual place. The city was built around this place.
It's a place. It's a very good place. It's an amazing place. It's a pretty cool place. You should check out this place. This was 100% a first draft. So then someone stabs a fish. Honestly, mood.
All is lost.
You could call it a dark night of the soul, or a second act low point, or a break into 3. So then we get another one take action scene, and there's these horrible digital zoom-ins. So the heroes win, just like in every story ever. This movie zapped like my energy, both in the notes and filming this video. Like, just as you go on, by the end of it, you're done. You don't want to talk about movies anymore. Never again while I watch a movie. Azula won't return in the second to Last Airbender.
Objectively bad film.
What more is there to say, man? I don't care anymore. Fuck movies. Fuck you, I guess. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you like this video. I just gotta wait for the end cards to go away. Yeah, holy shit. Let's just get this done with. Click on a video if you're interested in any of them. Bye.